Hi, this is Greg McCoach, editor of the Mining Speculator. I'm here today at the Vancouver Metals Investor Forum in January, and I'm with President and CEO Paul Cowley of First Vanadium Corp. Paul?
Hi, Greg. Nice to see you.
Yeah, glad you can be here. So,
thanks.
I think one of the things that I wanted to take the time with those that are watching this interview is that I don't think most investors understand what vanadium is. It's not a very common term that they've heard of.
Right.
And let's first talk about the nature of the metal and what it's used for.
Okay, certainly. Yeah, vanadium is primarily used in the steel sector. About 90% of vanadium goes into that. So it lightens and strengthens steel. So structural steel, rebar, pipelines, jet aircraft, all that kind of stuff that needs infrastructural things that need good quality steel.
Yeah.
That's where most of it's going.
Yeah. And how about the electrical vehicle market? I mean,
well, the energy side is very, very intriguing. It's small at this stage, but it's moved from research and development to actual implementation, commercialization. So large batteries that store energy for power companies to modulate peak energy, backup generators, so to speak, to store large gigawatts of power.
Right.
That's not available in other types of batteries. The other aspect, which is and that's a growing sector, the electric car batteries. That's something that's on the fringes that we all know that's going to be an explosive opportunity here, and there's vanadium that's going into those batteries. There's several types of chemistries of these EV batteries, and there's one that uses a lot more vanadium than the others. That's where we think that in the 5 to 10 years range, vanadium demands will be double where they are right now, and there's just not enough of it in the commercial production for that to
materialize.
To meet that.
So anybody who is now building a vanadium company that builds a good resource should be in the money big time if that develops the way people are thinking.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and vanadium prices has reflected this higher demand over the last 3 to 5 years. There's been more demand growing every year, outstripping the supply line. It's a tight supply line. So we've seen in the last 3 years that vanadium prices increasing from a typical sort of $3 or $4 a pound, went up as high as $34 a pound, just in September, October.
Right.
It's come off a bit naturally because in September, October it went too fast, from around the $20 to $34, so there was a natural pullback. But it's leveling off. It looks like it's leveling off around the $18, $20 range, which is a good, healthy number, a lot more than it was before.
Right, and there's not a whole lot of competition in this space. There's some other companies, but you know,
there's some good companies out there, but not that many.
Right.
And projects what we see is that the amount of new supply coming on from existing producers is going to be slow because those capital expenditures are expensive,
right,
and takes sometimes 2 or 3 years to implement. And new projects that are out there on the wings, now that vanadium prices are on the rise, they're dusting off projects or advancing them, and they look a lot better now. They're still very capital intensive. So it's going to, with vanadium prices still sort of not sure where it's going to settle, for the longer term, it's harder for financiers to fund a $1 billion project.
Right.
So everybody that's got these projects are going to have to tone it down, do it more like a pilot operation, just to get into production at a smaller scale.
Right.
So that's why I see in the next 3 to 5, 10 years, a number of new projects coming on stream, but they'll have to be small inputs because that's the only way they're going to get financed.
Right.
And so that's a little better behaved as opposed to a big project coming on, blasting the price down.
Right.
I don't see that's going to happen.
Right. So what I'm seeing is, the high-tech applications, whether it's strengthening steel used in high-tech applications or the battery application, it looks like there's plenty of room to grow, and that's the impetus for investing in a company like yours, First Vanadium. So let's take a different tack. Let's go into your company. What's your flagship project? Why are you so excited about it?
So we're focused on the Carlin Vanadium Project, which is located interestingly enough, in the Carlin Gold Trend.
Oh.
It's a very, very successful producer of amazing amount of gold. And so all Newmont and Barrick
Right.
They basically own that trend and have been mining there for decades.
Right.
All that infrastructure is available to us.
Right
So
there,
we're at an amazing location. Hard to beat. You know,
Right.
it's a great jurisdiction to.
You got all the
to
mining
permit.
people right there. You got all the
mining
supplies.
people, all the suppliers, the mining contractors. There's like 7 drilling companies in that valley.
It just doesn't get any better than that.
That's right. Yeah, we're 40 minutes from a Home Depot.
Right.
You know, so that's it is a great location. And then the project itself has got some fantastic merits because it's shallow and near surface.
So very economic.
So it's the stripping ratio looks like it's going to be 2.5 to 1.
Yeah.
And it's a large deposit with very good grades. We've done 2 drill programs on it. There's 216 holes into it now. We're looking to do a 43-101 resource in the next month. So that's going to quantify all of the historic drilling and our 89 holes that we put
Right.
on. There's 216 holes on it now. So that people should watch for that one. That's going to be a quantifying the work that we've done. And our work is the first work that's been done since the 1960s.
And so what is the price of vanadium per pound?
Right now, there's a Chinese price and the European price. And the average between the two is about $18 a pound.
$18, okay.
Yeah.
So based on what you're looking at economics, there should be plenty of room there for a nice profit.
That's the stage we're moving into. We've done metallurgical work, and we're still ongoing on that to.
But these studies will
quantify.
really.
And those studies will determine the economics.
Economics.
We were looking to move in this year to do an economic study, like a pre-feasibility.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody will need to see to have it as an independent study to get the economic viability.
Right.
But certainly with the grades that we have, which. You know, because there's not a lot of vanadium projects out there, it's hard to quantify. People
Right.
don't know what
They don't know. That's right.
0.52% V2O5 means.
I'm learning
Right.
as we're going
So,
along here. So
You know, a lot of people relate to gold, so that's the equivalent of 5 grams of gold.
So that's why it gets people's attention.
Yeah.
When you relate it to gold, it's probably easier correlation.
Yeah,
there.
or if it's a copper, if people understand copper, it's like a 3.5% copper deposit.
Wow. Yeah. So that's good.
It is very interesting.
So let's get some just basics out of the way. What's your symbol? I didn't ask you.
It's FVAN, F-V-A-N.
F as in Frank, V-A-N.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Toronto Venture Exchange. We're also listed in the OTC QX.
QX under
That's F-V-A-N-F.
F-V-A-N-F again,
Yeah.
Frank.
Right.
All right. So what's your share structure?
We've got just under 39 million shares. So it's
So
really
tight share structure, yeah.
About 16% is owned by the insiders, and about 30% in about 10 hands.
Okay.
So a fairly tight share structure. We've got $2 million in the treasury right now, and
So-
the warrants that we have, now we're trading around the 80-cent range right now. Our warrants are at around 24 cent and 45 cents, so they're well in the money, and that can bring another $2.6 million in
Wow.
the treasury. So we're very healthy right now.
Very healthy right
Yeah.
now. This is good.
Yeah.
So overall, it's the base metals are oriented more to the growth model of the world, and it's been going your way. Do we have a hiccup here? We don't know. Nobody knows the future, but
Right.
it seems no matter what happens, there's going to be a need for vanadium in our future because of its high-tech applications.
Right. I would say that the more our world now is requiring taller buildings,
Yeah.
wider spans of bridges,
Right.
and that requires and larger aircraft,
Right.
and all of that requires more vanadium.
More vanadium.
That's
So-
the way our world is going.
Right, and I see that as a plus. So you've got a
Yeah.
good situation, good project, and we'll keep an eye on it. I've been following you now for a little while.
Yeah.
Just that you're on my radar screen and
Wonderful.
you're getting my interest there. So
Awesome.
appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks for the
All right.
interview.
Take care.